Congress leader Rahul Gandhi slammed Bharatiya Janata Party, accusing it of sowing discord in the nation and causing harm to millions. My question is this accusation based on fact? Speaking at a massive rally in Kannur while campaigning for KPCC President K. Sudhakaran and Raj Mohan Unithan, Gandhi was emphasizing the importance of the upcoming election in Kerala on April 26th with results slated on June 4th. Gandhi denounced BJP's attempt to alter country's diversity while asserting that the Congress is all about accepting differences.
We accept the multiple languages, the multiple traditions, the different histories, the different expressions of all our people. The BJP wants to impose one history, one nation, one language on the people of India. First of all, this is a fundamental misunderstanding of what India is. How can you come to the people of Kerala or the people of Tamil Nadu or the people of Bengal and say there is going to be one language, insulting every single citizen of Kerala? Malayalam is not just a simple language. Inside Malayalam is hidden the history, the tragedy, the happiness, the sadness, the brilliance of the people of Kerala. The tears of joy that Malayali women feel when their children do well, but also the tears of sorrow when someone loses a brother. These are all transmitted in Malayalam. If you remove Malayalam, how will a mother in Kerala explain the history of this great land to her children? How can she explain it in Hindi or in English? So this is what we are protecting.
Okay, I'm joined by Ajit K. Jha, senior journalist, Desh Ratan Nigam, political analyst, and Brijesh Pandey, my input editor in the studio. Brijesh, there are three things here. Three things. One, Rahul Gandhi, when he says one language, he's talking about Hindi. Absolutely. And Congress is a national party. So you are taking a principled position vis-a-vis Hindi. The second issue is when Bharatiya Janata Party talks about Rashtra, cultural nationalism, a young country but an old nation, Rahul Gandhi says it's a federal polity. It's a union of state. That's the second part of our discussion. And the last and the foremost is that both brother and sister are pegging this election. And I want the readers to, make an independent view on the graphics we are putting them on the screen, because that's what the government has done on various languages. Is they're turning this election into some sort of the issue about constitution. So my question to you to frame the debate is this election going down to the constitutional issues?
I think more than constitutional issue, the election is hurtling towards South versus North. And it is not the first time when Rahul Gandhi has emphasized about the difference which he feels when he comes to Wayanad, and the difference and the kind of atmosphere when he visits Amethi or any part in Uttar Pradesh. And this is a step ahead in that direction only. They accuse the Bharatiya Janata Party of imposing Hindi or trying to impose Hindi on South India. And if you go by statistics, you can understand why they are doing that. Because in North India, you are practically finished for all practical purposes. I mean, not finished,
Save
but
the bastion.
you are not in a position to garner much from there. But the numbers are there in South, which might
basically
go
they're trying to save the bastion and to fight at a later day. Let me go across to Ajit. Ajit, this one part, Brijesh says that the Congress is trying to make it into South versus North. My question is, will it pay any dividends when Rahul Gandhi brings Hindi into question?
Rahul, of course, doesn't speak Hindi very well, okay? So, there we go. What is important here is that not even today, even during the
Are you saying
Nyaya
if you don't
Yatra,
speak a language, you don't care about it?
even throughout the Nyaya Yatra, Rahul has been emphasizing that basically the BJP is not for diversity. The BJP is for what he claims, one nation, one language, one history, one election. He goes on, whereas the Congress is for multiplicity, diversity, federal India, diversity of culture, language, etc., etc. He's been maintaining that all throughout. Now, there is this narrative by the liberals that not only Rahul Gandhi, but the liberals in general, that BJP's basic formula is Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan. This has been there, occurring in various debates for a long, long time. So that's what he's playing with. And obviously, in the past also, in fact, much before in the 60s, 70s, there was this imposition of Hindi in Tamil Nadu, which started a kind of enormous debate, you remember the language, one state, one language kind of thing. That
but Ajit, what's the funny part here? The funny part is, I wouldn't use the word imposition. I would say the propagation and spread of Hindi was actually done by senior Congress leaders. If you read the letters of Govind Vallabh Pant,
that's right.
If you read the letters of Govind Vallabh Pant, multiple ministers in the Congress government from United Province at that time to Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, they were at the forefront of Hindi Renaissance, literature in Devanagari. It's far more complex. It did not emanate from the socialists. It came from the mainstream Congress party.
I agree. In fact, you're right. The Hindu Mahasabha, which at one time was a very powerful group within the Congress, had started the imposition of Hindi on the South. You're absolutely right. But do remember, many of these Hindu Mahasabha leaders then, and they were critical of Nehru, and at the same time, today, Modi ji is the one who sort of in his rhetoric or in his actions talks of the Hindu Mahasabha as part of the so-called Sangh Parivar, right? Many of the Hindu Mahasabha leaders, in fact, even Yogi Adityanath would technically be from the Hindu Mahasabha, right? His origins, for example, his leader and his, the other leaders before him. So in a way, that Hindu Mahasabha, which was going on, Congress was a party of catch-all party, where there was a debate between socialists and the Hindu Mahasabha. They lost both of them. In fact, you're absolutely right. It was the Hindu Mahasabha which imposed, but then later, even the socialists, when they came to power in 1967, 69 and later, in UP, Bihar and the other states, during that 67-69 period, they also had a similar notion about Hindi should be the universal language of India. So from the north, it started with the Hindu Mahasabha, but the Congress Socialists as well later on, if not the Congress Socialists, at least the PSP and SSP talked in that language, echoed that language of imposing Hindi on the south. Now, obviously, Rahul Gandhi is playing on that, forgetting that it was the Hindu Mahasabha as part of Congress which did that in the past. He's accusing BJP of doing that.
Okay.
And he
okay. Point taken. Let me get in Desh Ratan Nigam. Sir, isn't this coming from that larger position which the Congress party is taking under Rahul Gandhi when Prime Minister says ye ek rashtra hai? He says nahi, it's a union of states, and from there on the debate has started. But do you think that this, again I'll ask, this election is anything to do with the constitution or larger idea of India?
Well, let me tell you one thing, that India under the constitution is a union of states, unlike USA, unlike the European Union where they have surrendered certain rights. It is a different concept. Our federalism is different from the American federalism, where the center is stronger than the state, but there is a cooperative federalism. That is what we talk about. I do not agree with Mr. Jha's assertion that Hindu Mahasabha was a part of a Sangh Parivar technically, otherwise they were never a part of Sangh Parivar. And in fact, it was always controlled by Congress. Even today, some of the general secretaries and presidents have contested on Congress seats. There was a lady general secretary who contested on Congress seat from Varanasi. So it is still under the control of Congress. Sometimes they start agitating against Ambedkar or things like that. So one has to actually lift the veil to understand what Hindu Mahasabha is. Yes, if you look at the various programs of the BJP government, you will see under the new education policy 2020, they've clearly highlighted the remarkable unity of Indian languages. If you scratch the substratum, you'll know there is a significant unity among all the Indian languages, and where the Sanskrit becomes very important, because all the languages, if you see, whether scheduled or some of the non-scheduled languages, you will find they have immense amount of Sanskrit words, whether it is Tamil. If you look at the name of Pineri Vijayan, Vijayan is a Sanskrit word, or Dayanidhi Maran, Dayanidhi is a Sanskrit word, or Karunanidhi is a Sanskrit word. So that kind of, unity and diversity is seen both in culture and languages. That is what the new education policy is also emphasizing about. They are creating materials in different languages and allowing it to be taught in various schools and colleges. In fact, they increased the budget by 20% in 2023-24 budget.
Mr. Nigam, Brijesh had an interesting point, a larger political point, which I kind of agree with him. They're trying to turn into North into South because they know that there is no North right now in their grip.
Yes, that's, see, if you are losing, and I heard one of the times the Prime Minister, where they said, when the Congress or some of the opposition parties in power, they loot. And when they are not in power, they divide, loot or food ki rajniti karte hain. That is what exactly they are doing. North and in the eastern side and the northeastern side, they've almost vanished. What they think that on the basis of this cultural and artificial cultural and linguistic divide, they'll be able to corner votes. But I don't think so. Congress probably will realize, even in their own strong bastions, even in Karnataka, when BJP lost the assembly election, they had almost swept the Lok Sabha election.
Okay, you're saying that this is the futility of the politics. I have a different point, Brijesh. My point is, maybe if I disagree with Mr. Nigam, if I say, okay, Congress might gain in South, you take a very hardcore linguistic, chauvinistic, pro-language stand and you say, well, that's what we are going to do. We will ensure that there is no imposition of a sort of a larger regional language on South India. But Congress as a national party, functioning as a national party, then it comes into a question. Because then how do you, because you're fighting Lok Sabha elections through India.
See, Kartikeya, the assertion of one language, which is Hindi being the dominant, or for argument's sake, one language all over the country, this narrative suits BJP more than Congress at the national level, or especially in the north states level. It is not like, the Congress which comes back and says that, this is what we believe in. It is like the Coke and the Coke Light kind of a thing. The soft Hindutva can get you a spike somewhere in the state. But in the long run, if you have a hard Hindutva, why would you want to go to a soft Hindutva or a much more moderate version than that, which feels like, that you are being hypocritical about the entire gig. That is exactly what is happening. See, right now, it is a question of survival. You are looking at a holistic point of view that, what will they say in Himachal, or what will they say in Madhya Pradesh, what will they say in Uttar Pradesh, but please do educate me, where in Uttar Pradesh are they winning? Where in Madhya Pradesh are they winning? They are losing, they lost Rajasthan 25-0, 25-0, 14-19. Madhya Pradesh 29-0, 29-0, 14-19. Himachal 4-0, 4-0, 14-19. So where is the North?
Pointing. I think
and they're also playing on, I just want to make one small line, that they're also playing on the fear of delimitation, which is causing a great degree of angst in the southern state, because post delimitation, their seat sharing will further shrink. And this is the kind of, this is one thing which has fueled a kind of, which kind of accentuated the north-south debate, when it started.
Is that north-south divide part of the play, Ajit? Are you getting that feedback?
Well, even if it is, let's assume that is the reason. I mean, I agree with the point that the Congress is electorally almost decimated in the north, except I suppose Himachal, they just won last year an election, right? But overall, they are decimated in the north. Now, even if it is, my point is that is why the attempt to forge coalitions with regional players in the north. SP, Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh, RJD in Bihar, and so on and so forth. That is the reason not only forging alliances, but playing a secondary role or a tertiary role. It is no more the primary player, right? In the past, when Congress used to have allies, they used to, like for example, let's say in 2004 or even 2009, they would impose on its allies, whether it was the left or RJD or Samajwadi Party or whichever party they allied with at that time. Today, they are not the principal player. They are actually, in a way, if one wanted to say, they are climbing on the shoulders of the regional parties in the north. So I don't think rhetoric-wise, it might emerge that they are protecting the south much more. But don't forget, for the Congress, the only way they can challenge the BJP is if they can even forge these allies in the north, contest with the BJP and challenge the BJP. Otherwise,
fair enough,
they
sir.
continue to stay at 45 or 55 MPs that they had in 2014.
Okay, I need to close the debate, but I'll take the closing comments from Deshratan Nigam. To you, sir.
Well, Karthike, let me tell you, if you look at the statistics of Tamil Nadu, where the highest number of enrollments that have taken place in Hindi is from Tamil Nadu, where people realize it improves their job prospects and mobility as well. Hindi is not an issue in Kerala, Kannada or Andhra or Telangana. So it is in Tamil Nadu, it is there, and they are trying to foment this kind of a divide in Kerala as well, where, Kerala's Malayalam language has about 70% Sanskrit words. So that is not going to work out there. So divisive politics, which is there, and as I agree with Mr. Jha that the abject surrender of the Congress to the regional parties is to somehow defeat BJP, not on any alternative vision or any program policies, somehow to defeat, which voters understand. For that, they have made a lot of mistakes in selection of candidates or in, ceding grounds to the regional parties, where the Congress has lost its national appeal. It's worse than a regional party today. And therefore, they need to move away from the Gandhi family if they want to revive, and to get into this north-south and linguistic policies and all is not going to work in a long term.
I would conclude this debate by saying that you can go for sectional issues, but national parties should have like a forward-looking agenda, a larger pan-Indian agenda, and I think that pan-Indian agenda should be positive in nature. Even at the height of 2014, when everything was bad with the UPA, BJP was still able to come with a tagline called Achhe Din. And with that Achhe Din came other things, and they were able to work out the election.